Oh.
I have a very quick one for you today. This is lightning. It is a 5.8 found in the McDowell Mountains. One of the first differences I noticed between the picture on Mountain Project is that it's a lot more slanted in real life. Right off the ground, you're met with a pretty difficult, slippery off-width. I was able to get a number 3 in off the ground, drop in a fist jam, and just pull into it. I never felt super comfortable or stable in the first 8 to 10 feet.
Come on. There.
You can see it is pretty desperate. I was able to find some little nubbins off to the left to hold on to, but mostly it's trying to shove my right arm in as deep as I can. I'm positive that there's an easier way to do this part with some technique, so I may review my crack climbing book and come back and take another swing at it. I couldn't really spot a good position to place my next piece of protection from, so I kind of had to just fumble around with this number 4 until I got it. In my head, the risk of climbing too much higher without another piece of protection is it makes a ground fall exponentially more likely, especially because this part of the climb is so insecure. As I step up here, my right foot slips just as I'm getting my left foot in place.
Oh.
Easiest 5.8 I've ever done.
I wanted to make sure I got at least 2 pieces here in the crux. Having more than one piece gives me that little extra boost of confidence when questing into the unknown, or if I can clearly see that a hard part is coming up. The goal here, because I knew I had to reach pretty far with my right hand, was to get as far of a left hand jam as I could, so I ended up crossing my left hand over my right just to get it as far as I could. There's a nice constricting hand jam here, and then I was able to kind of keep that left hand locked in while I was reaching super far with my right hand here. That was the idea. I think it worked out pretty well. Placing protection here is pretty exciting because
crumbly.
if you fall, you're kind of going for a nice pendulum ride to the left and down, obviously. And there wasn't really a good spot to place from. I had to like jam my left leg up, as you can see now, and then I was able to free my left hand. I was in a position where I didn't really want to let go of either hand, and so readjusting my left leg gave me the ability to use one of my hands. Also, just to note, your right foot here is on like a chassis slanted garbage foot. At this point, you just gotta wriggle up into this chimney. Not much protection in here unless you want to bring some medium to large size big bros. Maybe a 6. A 7 would definitely work if anybody owns one of those. The climbing is super easy in this chimney, but if you're at all squeamish about run out, definitely avoid this route at all costs. Gorgeous views in the McDowells as always.
Crazy drag. Off belay.
Alright, I'm going to summarize my thoughts on this climb. So for protectability, just due to the difficulty of protecting the first section, the off-width, there's not a lot of great stances for plugging gear. More importantly, there's not a great stance for plugging gear after the crux. And then obviously the third section, the chimney, is not protectable at all, so I think it's pretty safe to say this is not a super protectable climb. I have to give this a 2 out of 5 stars. For physicality, the off-width is definitely pretty physical, and then the crux is also pretty physical. Chimney, not that physical, just some pretty easy stemming. So I give physicality a 4 out of 5. For pucker factor, the only time I was really puckered up would be right after the crux, trying to protect that crack on that bad right foot. That was really the only time I thought a fall wouldn't be very fun. The chimney, others might consider that a little puckery, but I didn't find it too bad. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 for pucker factor. And then for fun factor, I just didn't have a whole lot of fun climbing this route. I think just like the off-width wasn't that great. It's a little slippery. And then I think there's just like the one move in the crux where you get that bomber hand jam. There's like a moment of fun, but then after it and the chimney, and it's just such a short climb. I don't think it's super worth it. Fun factor gets a 2 out of 5 stars, and the climb overall also gets 2 out of 5 stars. But if you want the novelty of riding the lightning, then maybe this is the climb for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.